And we have gathered here tonight to complete the Quran for people who have passed away, which in itself is a reminder. That's why the Prophet ﷺ says to remember death regularly. Remember death regularly. Reading the Quran, remembering death, making dhikr are all things that remove the rust from our hearts. It removes the rust from our hearts, the evil, the bad things that our hearts think about. When you think about death, you really don't have time to think about other things. Have you ever stood by a grave? Have you ever been to a cemetery and look at them burying someone? When you look down, there's nothing you could think about but death. Business, money, love, world, you just throw that behind your mind and you're thinking, oh Allah, I'm going to be here tomorrow. Alone, lonely. Interesting, huh? So that's why the Prophet ﷺ reminded us to think about death. Because death brings some memories, thoughts of the Akhirah. And when I say memories, not that we have been to the Akhirah, but the memories that the Prophet ﷺ has taught us. The memories of a hadith and Quran comes to our minds. And then we start thinking about the grave and the loneliness and what is going to happen in the grave. You know, there's a famous incident about Hazrat Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu, that once he went to the grave and he cried and he cried and he cried until his beard started to drip with tears. And his companion asked him, why are you crying? Why are you crying so much? It's not Qiyamah, it's not judgment as yet. Why are you crying so much? And then he reminded his companion, he said, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that this is the first stop on the journey to the hereafter. And this grave, if this stop and this stop, this little halt, because from the grave will be Qiyamah, then Jannah. But if this stop here is easy and is good, then the entire journey of the hereafter will be okay. The Qiyamah will be okay. The Day of Judgment will be okay. The passing of the Pulsarat will be okay. Entering Jannah will be okay. And that's why the Prophet ﷺ has said in hadith that the grave is the first stop. If the stay in the grave is good, the entire journey after that is good. That's why the grave is here for us to see. Death is here in front of our eyes. We see people passing away.